What is up, guys? So, there's a new series we have on this channel called Series Sunday. How this is going to work is I will choose a series of movies, like Indiana Jones or something, uh, and each Sunday I review one of the movies in that series. So, the series that we're doing right now is Star Wars, and for the first episode of Series Sunday, I will review Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So, just like all the other reviews on this channel, at first we will talk about some of the things that this movie did right and some of the things that it did wrong. Then we will get into some spoiler talk, so I can give examples of my claims. So let's get this review rolling. So the first thing I want to address is the things that the movie did right. Well, things that it did okay with. There's not really that many things that it did. Well, there's nothing it did spot on. Sadly, the best part of the Phantom Menace would probably be the soundtrack. And I know, this is a stupid thing to be part of the best part of the movie, but it's just true, guys. Like, the soundtrack was really cool to listen to as the plot went on. This is probably because it is a Star Wars theme and has an iconic sound to the original trilogy, but it is sad to say that the soundtrack is the best part of this movie. Another thing this movie did good was lightsaber fights. I'm not talking about when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon fought the droids, although that was cool when they absolutely ripped through the droids, but it eventually got boring and repetitive. When I say the lightsaber fights, I mean the two occasions when Darth Maul and the Jedi get into fights. These fights were well choreographed and just fun to watch. The reason that this was not the best part of the movie is because it had the potential to, but it was because both the fights sort of ended weakly. And to be honest, the endings just kind of fell short of these fights. Like the middle of the fights were really cool, well done, but the ending was just not good at both of the fights. The last thing I think the movie does right was Darth Maul. The character does not have many lines, but this actually worked. Along with sort of demon-looking face, his silence gives the audience a mysterious vibe when he's on the screen. And I really liked how he was portrayed. Now let's get into some of the wrongs in the movie. So, guys, what do I start with? The acting falls short, the CG's terrible. To be honest, the pacing is just miserable. I find it dumb that Anakin's young, but the worst thing about the movie is how it focused on the government. Guys, we don't want a Star Wars movie to watch how it focused on the government. Like, what were they doing? It's just so boring, and you have to go through government talk when you know you could be developing characters and adding on more interesting plot points. Oh yeah, there's also this. So we warned, spoilers are ahead now. But you should have all seen this movie as it being an old Star Wars film, so let's get into the spoiler talk. Something to do with spoilers that I actually enjoyed about this movie was the scene when Anakin leaves his mom on Tatooine and goes with Qui-Gon. The scene has a lot of emotion that is really needed in this type of emotionless movie. When his mom told him not to look back, you kind of put yourself in that situation and realize how hard it would be, and just sort of empathize for the character. But sadly, the scene ends, and of course, he pretty much just forgets about his mom and goes on, which kind of sucks for the movie. He could have been like grieved for the rest of the movie, and it would have showed like, I don't know, just a better plot. Some of the spoiler-filled things that I didn't like about this film is the scenes on the planet Coruscant. These scenes were just a bore to watch because they're all about government. There's a scene of a political gathering and Queen Amidala, I think Amidala, calls for an election for the senator. This was just stupid to watch, as it could have been shown in a brief scene instead of a long scene like this, with just a lot of talk. And I know some movies do government right, but this one is just kind of boring. They didn't do it right. I also say that the pacing sucks. An example of this is that the movie starts on the planet Naboo. The Jedi pick up the Queen. Then, of course, they just jump to another planet, get stuck on Tatooine, where they pick up Anakin, and the plot jumps to another planet, Coruscant, and the movie, to be honest, knows this planet is boring, so they just pack up and go to Naboo and save the day. What I'm trying to say is that just jumping from planet to planet just doesn't really work, and it's just kind of a bore. It's just, oh well, we're on another planet. Also, a lot of the scenes just seem like a filler to move the plot along. One of these scenes is when Anakin accidentally flies a ship and it just so happens to win the battle for the heroes. This just feels like George Lucas just says screw it and throws this in just to keep the plot moving. Now, this movie, I would say, probably, if you like Star Wars, should watch because, you know, it's a Star Wars movie. adds on to the story of Star Wars. Not that it's good, but it still is something to see. I would say that the bad parts of this movie definitely outweigh the good parts. If you don't like Star Wars, just don't even bother. Keep away. Don't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. And if you like what you see, subscribe to see more, I guess. And I'm gonna be putting lots of more stuff like this on. I know it's just movie reviews right now. I want to do, like talking about games too, and just other stuff like that. But right now, I'm just liking movie reviews, so that's what I'm gonna do for a little bit. So, yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later.